An initiative launched by the faithful has gone viral. Thousands of people are praying for the conversion of the Pope, and the reactions have not been long in coming. Between fierce criticism and passionate support, this novena is being debated around the world. Want to know more? Stay tuned. After years of controversy over Pope Francis's statements and reforms, defined by many as controversial, the question seems to arise spontaneously among Catholics. What can we do? The latest news that has deeply shocked the Catholic faithful comes directly from the Vatican. A day dedicated to the pilgrimage of LGBTQ+ groups has been included in the official calendar of the Jubilee of 2025. A decision that for many represents a clear contrast with the traditional principles of Catholic doctrine on sexuality and the family. This innovation, already widely discussed and criticized, is only the latest in a series of measures that have left many faithful stunned. Among these, the increasingly severe restrictions imposed on the celebration of the Tridentine Mass, considered by many to be a pillar of traditional Catholic spirituality, stand out. So what to do? The most common answers take refuge in the pillars of tradition: pray, fast, and invoke change, perhaps through the conversion of the Pope or with the arrival of a successor more in line with traditional doctrine. But for many, these solutions seem vague, even frustrating, especially in the face of a crisis perceived as deep and widespread. In the United States, where the culture of doing and concrete actions is almost a mantra, discontent has translated into demands for more tangible interventions. For some, the key is to put pressure on bishops and cardinals, who always seem willing to listen. For others, however, it is necessary to face a more uncomfortable reality. We have the Pope we deserve. This sentence, as simple as it is provocative, implies that a generation immersed in the sins of the flesh, in heresy and disobedience to doctrine, was able to attract upon itself a leader that many perceive as a sign of divine punishment, an awakening of consciences, in short, through suffering. And it is precisely in this context of uncertainty and debate that an initiative emerges capable of catalyzing the attention of the faithful around the world: a novena of prayer for the conversion of Pope Francis. Launched by a group of lay Catholics linked to the Brotherhood of Our Lady of Fatima, the initiative quickly went around the world, attracting supporters but also strong criticism. The proposal is as simple as it is bold: 9 days of prayer from December 8th to 17 to ask God to enlighten the Pope, guiding him towards a return to the fullness of the Catholic faith. A symbolic choice, since the period coincides with the Feast of the Immaculate Conception and ends on the Pontiff's birthday. The prayer, shared every evening live, is supported by several Catholic groups and platforms, such as LifeSite News, The Remnant, and Crisis Magazine. These movements highlight the urgency of this spiritual action, seeing it as an opportunity to strengthen faith and unity among the faithful. The organizers chose the time of the Feast of the Immaculate Conception to begin the novena, emphasizing their trust in the intercession of the Virgin Mary. For anyone who wishes to join, it is never too late to start. Every prayer, it is said, has value in the eyes of God. But speaking of the Pope's conversion is not a gesture without implications. The organizers emphasize that their goal is not critical, but spiritual: to ask for clarification on positions deemed ambiguous and to withdraw decisions perceived as detrimental to the unity of the Church. However, the very language of the initiative has been interpreted by many as an act of defiance. Critics say praying for the Pope's conversion implies, at least symbolically, his alleged deviation from the Catholic faith, an accusation that borders on schism. But for the promoters of the novena, the meaning is different. Praying for the Pope, they explain, is an act of spiritual charity and love for the Church. This is not a personal attack, but an attempt to involve the faithful in a community gesture that combines prayer and hope for spiritual renewal. Reactions to the novena, as often happens in situations of strong polarization, were not long in coming. Some members of the Catholic hierarchy, such as the German bishops known for their progressive positions, expressed strong criticism. On the official website of the German Bishops' Conference, the initiative was described as a provocation that could further undermine the unity of the Church. Despite the controversy, the initiative has found support from some prominent figures in the traditionalist Catholic world. Among them is Bishop Joseph Strickland, known for his critical positions on recent church reforms. Strickland openly invited the faithful to join the novena, emphasizing that praying for the Pope is not only permissible, but necessary, especially at a time when many faithful feel disoriented. The question remains, can such an initiative really lead to change, or does it risk further exacerbating tensions? And above all, who is right in this clash between different visions of faith and obedience? Despite criticism, the prayer campaign attracted widespread participation, demonstrating the desire of many Catholics to act at a time of profound uncertainty for the Church. The organizers emphasize that praying for the Pope and for the restoration of the Church is not only an act of charity, but also a way of reaffirming one's faith in God and in the spiritual direction of the Church itself. The promoters recall that this initiative is not an attack, but a gesture of hope and trust in divine intercession. Many faithful find comfort in the idea that, through prayer, one can contribute to the good of the Church and its unity. The novena is therefore not only a response to current difficulties, but a reminder to renew one's commitment to the faith, whatever the circumstances. In an official statement, one of the organizers explained the deeper meaning of this initiative. Our novena has never been an act of criticism, but an expression of love and concern for the Holy Father and for the Church. Praying for him is an act of charity and a way of asking God to guide him towards decisions that can strengthen the faith and unity of the people of God. The novena, which culminates on December 17th, the birthday of Pope Francis, also represents a way of reflecting on the meaning of spiritual accompaniment and the importance of community prayer. Through the participation of thousands of faithful, this initiative shows the strength of a Church which, despite moments of division, seeks to find common ground in faith and prayer. But this initiative sends a strong and unequivocal message: the faithful cannot be ignored. At a time when controversial decisions seem to eclipse the traditional principles of the Church, this novena demonstrates that there is a Catholic people who do not intend to remain silent. Praying for the Pope and for the Church is more than a spiritual act. It is a reminder that the faith of the faithful, rooted in tradition and in the Gospel, cannot be neglected or set aside. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment Amen. God bless you.